Texas Tech Sports wants to make a few changes at the concession areas in the next few years at Jones Stadium and other Texas Tech sporting events, and beer might be included. Hey, everybody, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show. Chairs weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO. So Kirby Hocutt, the athletic director at Texas Tech University, talking to the Texas Tech Board of Regents, coming up with some different ideas for the concession stands at Texas Tech football games and other sporting events as well. And one of the things that's being discussed is actually slashing the price of concessions. Now, I'm reading from the Twitter account of Don Williams over at the Lubbock Avalanche Journal. Don tweeting out that Tech is considering slashing prices on concessions. Kirby Hocutt recommending we're talking about taking the purchase of the price of popcorn from $5 to $2. We're talking about lowering the price of nachos at our games from $8.50 to $2. Lowering the cost of hot dogs from $5 to $2, and also lowering the prices of Coke and water as well, which is a beautiful idea. They're talking about also maybe bringing in some different brand name places like Chick-fil-A to start selling some premium food at games. And this is a brilliant idea from Kirby Hocutt and the folks over at Texas Tech University. They want to make what Kirby Hocutt has said an elite game day experience. You look at the Atlanta Falcons and the Atlanta Falcons football team in their new stadium. They have basically, it's either a $1 or $2 menu where they have nachos and popcorns and hot dogs and Cokes. You know, kind of your basic level foods are at a lower price. And the thinking behind this is, well, okay, that's fine. If we sell a hot dog for $2, great, wonderful. Maybe you'll buy 3 hot dogs at $6 instead of, one hot dog at $5. And you make the game day experience a better experience overall. This is something I've talked about on my radio show a number of times. Texas Tech has to compete against people like me who have a giant television and a nice leather recliner in their home and watch the games at home. That's who they have to compete against. They don't have to worry necessarily about the sports bars, because people who want to go to a sports bar, they're going to go to a sports bar. They have to get people inside the stadium. And one of the ways to do that is to make the game day experience better. They're not competing against other stadiums. They're competing against people who choose to stay at home, and I guess to a lesser extent, people who chose to go to a sports bar. But for Texas Tech, they need people in the seats. They need people in the stadium, and by lowering the prices on concessions, they can do that. Plus, you think of a family of 4 or 5 people, you're talking about spending a lot of money on concessions when you don't really have to. And so Kirby Hocutt talking about that. Also, Kirby Hocutt bringing up the issue, if you will, of selling beer and wine throughout the stadium. According to Don Williams at the Lubbock Avalanche Journal, he tweeted out that Hocutt pitches Regents on selling beer and wine throughout Jones Stadium. It's currently sold only in the premium suites and club areas. Big 12 members, West Virginia, Oklahoma State, UT sell alcohol in general seating areas, and Hocutt said OU is considering the same thing as well, and that Regents, he also heard Kirby Hocutt telling Regents that at UNT, SMU, University of Houston, UTEP, UTSA also sell beer and wine, and that they have seen studies done that drunk driving or public drunkenness incidents have actually lowered due to stadiums selling beer and wine. Kirby Hocutt saying, quote, there is data that shows the sale and beer of wine at athletic events reduces binge drinking, and the number of alcohol-related incidents that happen in stadiums, said Oregon had a 49% decrease in alcohol-related incidents with the sale of beer and wine at their stadium. Oklahoma State this season saw a 42% decrease in alcohol-related incidents with the sale of beer and wine, and West Virginia reported a 35% decline in alcohol-related incidents. These are all good numbers. Listen, it's all about the game day experience, and I appreciate Don Williams of the Lubbock Avalanche Journal for tweeting out those numbers because it's very important. It's all about the game day experience and making game day an epic elite experience over at Texas Tech University. Kirby Hocutt is onto something here. I like what he's doing over at Texas Tech University. It is a step in the right direction. Yeah, you can go to a football game and not have a beer, but to have that option means a better game day experience for some folks. And it's going to get some butts in the seats, I think. And I think this is something that hopefully will go well over at Texas Tech University. And I applaud Kirby Hocutt for his forward thinking on it. And I also like that he wants to cut concession prices on other items like popcorn and nachos and hot dogs and Cokes. Makes a lot of sense, and I think it's a smart thing to do, and I think fans are really going to appreciate it. So kudos to Kirby Hocutt, and hopefully the Regents will run with it, and everything will be implemented for this upcoming football season for Texas Tech University. Good job, Kirby. Congratulations. You hired, looks like a really good head coach, and you're starting to make the game day experience better over at Texas Tech. I applaud you. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO.